Hey guys, it's Amy with Aim to Plan, and I am back with another cash stuffing. So today's video is going to be me basically putting together my initial like seed money for all of my sinking funds, my long-term sinking funds. And so what I'm going to do is first link to all the videos that I have with the like all of my cash stuffings and like setting up my budget system for the Happy Planner. So you'll see that playlist linked in the description box if you're interested in watching like my progress through all of this. But what we're going to be doing today is kind of like giving you an update of what I've got in my cash envelopes, like the daily and weekly envelopes that I use, as well as kind of reorganizing what I've got for long-term sinking funds. So that way I can basically have the cash on hand for pretty much all of my categories. So if you're interested in watching my video, I did set this up in my previous video. This is my new cash envelope system. It does have my daily, weekly cash envelopes as well as my long-term sinking fund cash envelopes in there. But what I'm going to do today is start off by like basically reorganizing all of it. So this very first category is car. Car is one of my long-term sinking funds. This is the one that I use to basically do anything that's car maintenance, like getting my oil change and like tires and all that kind of stuff. And so this one is going to be moved towards the back. Just going to pull it out for right now and have that set to the side. This next one is education. Again, this is going to be a long-term sinking fund. It's not one that I use on a regular basis. This is for all of my professional fees, my licenses, things like that. Again, I'll pull this out. Set this to the side so I can like stuff it. Dining, food and dining. This is groceries and eating out. And this is one of my daily envelopes. So this is just to count to show you where I am in terms of where I stand. It's 20, 30, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. I have very little money to last until the end of the month. But I think that we're okay in terms of groceries. And I should be able to use the other 40 just for this week and kind of finish up the month of May. And then in June, I get another $200 for food. So I should be okay for the rest of the month. Right, gas, I actually have used all of my gas. So hopefully I don't need to pump gas this week because I'll have to pull out of my car, my long-term sinking fund car to cover like any overage for gas, but I think I'll be okay. I did just pump a full tank of gas. We don't travel, I don't drive as much in May, and so I think I should be good, and I'll replenish this in June, but I did just pump gas, so now I'm out of money here, but this is one of my regular envelopes. Gifts. Now gifts is what I was kind of initially, like my goal was to actually have gifts be one of my long-term sinking funds, but I've noticed that like I have birthdays all the time. Like they're just like little gifts that I buy throughout, and so gifts is obviously saving up for Christmas, but also like these little smaller birthday gifts that I have. So I'm gonna have to move this to like a daily, weekly envelope, but for the time being, because I don't actually have anything in there, I'm gonna go ahead and pull this out and stuff it, and it'll end up going in the front of my binder and not in the back of it. All right, next one is Go Wild. This is me saving up for Go Wild. I think that it depends, but I think that in June or July I'm gonna just make the decision on whether I will go or not, and if I don't go to Go Wild, I'll take all of the money in Go Wild and split it between my planner supplies and just travel, like vacation money. And so for right now, I do have an envelope for it. I'm just not sure I'm going. Like I'm kind of debating it now. But this is one of my long-term sinking goals. I'm just putting money in here until I'm ready to Go Wild, to purchase my tickets and just to go. So this is a long-term one. I'll pull it out and stuff that today. Health is one of my regular categories, one of my daily, weekly categories. And then here, this is just like any beauty products that I collect or like need to use, my copays. It does not cover like insurance or anything like that. That gets pulled out of my salary even before I like my money hits my bank account. So this is just like all of the additional incidentals that occur with like health, beauty products, like fitness products, that kind of thing. So let's just count this to see how much I have in health for the rest of May. 20, 40, 60, 80, 85, 90, 91, 92, 93, $94. And for all of my like regular cash envelopes, these initial ones, I just let the money roll over. I did talk about in one of my previous videos that I took part of the stimulus money and just like seeded all of these. So I have extra money for these different categories, and I'm just going to let it roll over until the end of the year. And at the end of the year, if there's any additional money, I'm going to pull that out and basically tithe it, donate it to charity, or like reconfigure my balance, my budget at the end of the year. So that is health. Next is home. Home is one of my daily categories. Have $0 in there. I basically wiped it out, buying a couple of home goods type stuff. Music is my long-term category. This is a long-term sinking fund. I'm saving up to purchase sheet music, and so I will need to stuff this. Right, this is planners. This is one of my daily categories. I do have $10 in here still. That's literally the only bill, and then like a receipt. But I do have $10 in here. What I do for planners is try to de-stash enough to earn $200, and that $200 goes to seed my travel fund. And then anything in addition to that $200 will be put in here to use for planner supplies and accessories, things like that. So I have $10 for the month of May. And then Sophea's allowance, this is a daily, weekly, regular cash envelope for me. And so this is Sophea's allowance. I give her $20 a month just for personal spending. And then she gets like all of her money from like her birthdays, Christmas, things like that. And I just put it in here for her and she can use it. Summer break has been like kind of bad for her because she just wants to spend, is always like talking about buying stuff and going shopping. So she's running a little bit low. She has $20, $40, $45, $46. She started off the month like I think around 70, so she's already spent over her like $20 allowance for the month, and then like spent more, like dipped into like some of her savings. So she's only at 46. All right, then last one here is travel. Travel is a long-term sinking fund. I will have to stuff this today. And so just to review really quickly, food, dining is a regular category, gas, health, home, planners, Sophea, and then one that I'm going to move from here into here is going to be my gifts. And those are the ones that I carry around with me in my wallet. I basically take it from here, put it into my wallet, and use the money and then just put it back into this book. I don't carry the entire book with me, but I just move it into my wallet and then bring it back here when I know I'm going to be doing a shopping trip. And so that's the setup. Now, my long-term envelopes here are going to be travel, Go Wild, and which is related to travel, music, gifts, again, is going to go back in that envelope, but then I have education, car, music, Go Wild, and travel. And so these 5 envelopes here are going to be my long-term sinking funds. So the very first one I'm going to start off with is gifts, just because it's going to go back into that envelope. I jump into stuffing the envelopes. Let me go ahead and count the cash, so that way we'll know how much we're going to be stuffing today. We'll start with the hundreds. 1, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 7, 8, 9, 1,000, 150, 170, 190, 210, 230, 250, 270, 290, 310, 320, 330, 340, 5, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59. So $1,359. I am stuffing like this envelope. So let's just go ahead and start with this one. This one is gifts. Now with these initial stuffings, what I do is basically pull all the cash from my bank account for like the amount. And what I do with all of my envelopes is basically have rollover money. So from January to December, I basically just put all the money in. And at the end of the year, I will like pull everything out and just kind of recalculate my budget. But I don't like pull money out for other additional savings, just because I have a separate system for savings. So for gifts, with this initial stuffing, what I'm going to be doing is $130. Gifts is going to be going into my weekly envelope. So what I'm going to do for this is, instead of putting the larger bills, I'll start with 20s here. And so I'll do 20, 40, 60, 80, 120, and then 30. And this is where I'm going to fix the money. I actually don't like it being turned all these different ways. So I like to turn them all the same way and put them in here. And what I am going to do is, it actually has been working out for the past week or so, where having them in alphabetical order has been really helpful. So I'm going to put it in alphabetical order, and these will be my like daily, weekly cash envelopes. And then I'll just stuff these and put them in the back. All right, so for Go Wild is going to be getting $552. So it doesn't really matter at this point, like which bills I use, since these are my long-term funds. So I'll do 200, 300, 400, 500, 50, and then 2. So 552, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 50, 152. All right, and I'll put this in here. And I'll set it to the side for just now. All right, next is music. Music is going to get 50. Right, again, this is the money that I use to pay for my sheet music. And so I actually probably need to start putting a little bit more money in there. Right, travel is next. For travel, I don't have that much money. I actually am going to be going on vacation in the next couple of weeks. It won't be in May, but it'll be in June. So I'm actually going to be moving this travel money into my daily, weekly envelopes for right now. So it'll be in the first half of my setup, even though generally speaking, it's long-term, one of my long-term sinking funds, but I'll basically be depleting this category at the end of June. And so what goes in here is going to be 88. So it's 50, 70, 80, 85, 86, 87, 88. All right. And now that I'm thinking about it, I'm going to go ahead and put it in here. I'm not going to be using it in May, but I will be in June. So I want to go ahead and get that set up for myself. Right, and again, like I have my Go Wild here. I might pull some money from Go Wild and just move it into vacation funds, just so I have like a little bit of extra spending money. Right, next is going to be car. Now again, car is car maintenance. And so it's like all the oil changes, things like that. And so what I'm putting in here, again, this is all the money from January through May, is going to be $303. So 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, 300, and $3. 1, 2, 3. So again, 303, 50, 100, 200, 300, 1, 2, 3. And I'll put that right here. And then the last category, this last category is education. So this will get $236, and hopefully I did my math correctly, and that will be what all the rest of this cash here. So it'll be 50, 100, 150, 200, 220, 225, 230, 231, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. Perfect. Okay, so this is, again, is 1, 2, 220, 230, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 236. Okay, and I am done. Now what I'm going to be doing, moving into future videos, is split up my stuffing. I only get paid once a month, but I do like to actually like pull out money. Like it has, once again, like this is the reason why cash envelopes really work. It's like really made me more aware of like where my money is going. So what I'm going to be doing is doing at the very beginning of June my like cash envelope stuffing, and then for the mid-June stuffing, it will be my long-term sinking funds. I think that's been working out well. I don't spend money in my bank account, even though I have that money. I want to go ahead and let like all my bills get paid, and then the money that's left over is what gets pulled out for my long-term envelopes. And I use mostly the same amount for these envelopes anyway. They don't really change or vary that much month to month. So anyway, it will be where I do my early, my first cash stuffing will be my regular cash envelopes, and then I will be doing my long-term stuffing here. And these envelopes do, as you can see, kind of move back and forth just depending on the need that I have month to month. Travel will stay in the like short term, like the like regular usage section of my my budget system for right now, because in June we will be traveling and I want to use that money for that. And then these will stay in the back for long-term just savings. And so I'll go ahead and alphabetize them. So it's car, Go Wild, no, so car, education, Go Wild, and music. And I'm going to put this in the back here, right into my system. And one last thing I will show you is my like bag that I got. This is from Office Depot. It's an A5 junior size like zip pouch. I got this on clearance, so I don't think you can find it anymore, but I have been using this to hold coins are in there. So at the end of the month I'll dump that out. into a savings jar. And so that is all, right? I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to my channel, and until the next video, bye guys.